All right, this is Unit 8 Check Up. So we have finished Unit 8. We want to see what you know. So remember, please do all of this work on your own as best as you can. Go back in your math journal if you need help. And then send us pictures of all these pages. There's only 3 pages this time, so you guys will do great. I just know it. Okay, number 1, it has an A, B, and C. So we have 3 parts to this. Let's see what A says. It says, make a dot at 4.5 inches from 0, label it with the letter A. So make a dot at 4.5 inches. So at 4.5 inches, you need to place a dot. It says 4.5 inches from 0. So starting at 0, here's 0. Boop, 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 boop. You got to find 4.5 on this ruler. So start here, go this way, where's 4.5 inches? Put a dot. There's 2 steps. Put a dot and then label it with what? With the letter A. Because you're going to be putting more dots, I see, so we need to know which one you're talking about. So label it with an A. B says make a dot at 3 3/4 inches from 0. So again, start at 0 and go all the way over until you find 3 3/4 inches. Put a dot on it, label it with the letter B. And for letter C, make a dot at 5 1/4 inches from 0. So again, start at 0, go to 5 1/4 inches, and label it with the letter C. So dot it and label it with C. Right here, I see they have an awesome thing for you from 0 to 1. They have something for you to reference or look back at. I see some other fractions. So you could use that for your ruler, and you can even label your parts right now before you put dots on if you think that would help. Awesome. For number 2, it says measure the line segment below to the nearest 1/4 inch. Okay, think about what we know about 1/4, and if you count up by 1/4, how much would something be split by? Okay, so take out your ruler and measure this. If you do not have a ruler, we'll make our own using this ruler up above. When you put your paper down to make your lines, do not start it at this point. Do I start it right at the edge? No, we need to start it at 0. Where's 0? 0 is right here. So if you are going to make your own ruler, make sure you put the edge of your paper right at 0, not at the edge of the ruler. Put your edge right on 0, and then I would label all of my marks to 1. Well, let's see. I know I have to go at least 4 inches because look, here's 0 and here's 4. So I would make my ruler from 0 inches, starting at 0, all the way till about maybe 5. And then measure this and label it to the nearest, again, 1/4 inch. So think about what it is like counting by 1/4 inches. It says about. So will it be exactly on? Maybe not, but we'll get which one's closest to that 1/4 inch. Amazing. Okay, number 3. Write a helper fact and use it to help you solve. So I see 2 times 90 equals, what does that equal? Well, fact I used to help, so it's 2 steps. First, write your helper fact. Okay. Please solve your helper fact. That would be awesome. And then what's your answer? On this side, it says use the helper fact. Use the helper fact to help you fill in the missing factors. Well, look at this. Helper fact, 6 times 2 equals. And then I see 60 times blank equals 120. So these are going to look pretty similar. They're just the opposites. Remember when we were talking about these, when we took a number like this, the helper fact we found was called a basic fact. Maybe that will help you. Look for your basic fact. If you need to go back in your math journal, please do so. Okay, that's what you're going to do for all of these. Remember, to solve these, first find your helper fact, but solve the helper fact. I don't want just the problem, please solve it. I want the product, the answer with it too. Just like you're going to put the answer to your helper facts while also solving your other facts we have here. Okay, number 4, write in factor pairs to help make the number sentence true. So here's a number sentence. Blank times blank equals 16. Could there be multiple answers? You bet. I just need one. 24 times blank equals 24 equals blank times blank. What fact pairs work together to make 24? And then blank times blank equals 40. Again, we could have a few different answers for these different fact pairs, but I just need one fact pair. Moving on, number 5. 3 friends want to share $42. They have $10 bills and $1 bills. We don't know how much, but you could think of different combinations to come up with $42. They can exchange larger bills for smaller bills if they need to. Write a number model. Use numbers or pictures to show how you solve the problem. Then it says the letter blank stands for blank. Number model with letter for unknown. So for the missing part of this, I do not want to factor times with factor in a product. There needs to be a letter for the number we do not know yet because your answer will be on the bottom. Okay, what do we know? There's 3 friends, so maybe you already start drawing a picture or maybe you're already starting to put numbers down. And they share how much? $42. So think of a number model you could use for this right now and put in a letter for the missing. What are we trying to figure out? Well, we're trying to figure out how much money they each get, right? So what letter could we have and what does that stand for? Make sure there's a letter in your number model. You can do multiplying, you can do dividing. There's a few different answers for this one. And then draw a picture. Remember, 3 friends and they each share $42. Then with your answer, each friend gets how many dollars? You let us know. Great. Number 6. Here is a factor bingo game mat. You draw a 5 card. Circle at least 2 products with a factor of 5. So remember, a factor times a factor equals a product. So we're looking for 2 answers, 2 products, with 5 being one of the factors. So what 2 possible ones could be on here that are a factor of 5? What products? Remember, it says at least 2. Is there more than 2? Probably, but I need you to at least find 2 of them. So circle at least 2 products where a factor is 5. So a factor of 5. And our very last one, number 7. Explain why this shape in this picture is a rectangular prism. What might help you is if you have a Kleenex box at home, go grab it and inspect it. That means turn it around and look at it. Why would this be called a rectangular prism? Think of all of the terms and vocabulary we just learned or reviewed. Why would this be called a rectangular prism? In your own words, you write that down and you let us know. And that is it, people. Only 3 pages this time. Okay, give it your best shot and we cannot wait to see your answers. See you 3rd grade.